Hi Cancer, how's everybody doing? Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. I'm looking at the King of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. I'm also looking at the Two of Wands here. You may be at a point where something is going to need to be discussed on the emotional front. You may feel like this situation is going to lead you down one of two paths as well. It's like a crossroads type of situation. It may also depend on how you speak about something. Like, I'm seeing the throat chakra be of importance here, and I'm seeing it be related to something emotionally that's going on, some emotional experience you're having. I feel like fate is going to be connected with the way that you do this. So the execution of this. Something that you're thinking about, a message you want to send to somebody. Remember, energies can always be reversed. Okay, so as I said before about having a conversation with someone, it looks like you want to have a conversation with someone. You want to talk to someone about something. This is about where you stand emotionally. And how much of that you're going to express. It seems like a situation that you'd want to be really thoughtful and mindful about, like, rather than jumping in and doing something instantly. There's a sense of wanting to sit and really think about this prior to sending a message to someone. So definitely choose your words wisely when it comes to this. I'm seeing a lot of thought going into whatever this is that's being communicated. Okay, so it's about expectations. What you're hoping for, what you're wanting. Maybe also making sure that your expectations are realistic when you're talking to this person. I don't know how involved you two are with one another, but for some reason it seems very delicate. Like, communicating this is a delicate situation with them. Maybe this is also just about checking in with yourself and being like, if I'm going to communicate, why am I communicating what I want to communicate? So, like, checking the intention space of what it is that you're saying and why you're saying that in the first place to this person. It feels more so to make sure that it's grounded, what it is that you're saying. Yeah, it seems like before, I don't know, like, what was happening before this, but in the past, before this situation, you may have more readily been, like, even reactive to certain situations, Cancer. And it looks like this is all about you taking your time and thinking about what it is that you want to say in order for the message to translate properly, and also to not let like unmanaged emotions get the best of you, because I'm seeing that in the past you could have been disappointed by like maybe even reacting to something, and so you want to slow your roll and take your time with this, so you're not left with like the same outcome that maybe could have happened in the past had you not taken the time to think about something that you wanted to say. Ooh, yeah. It looks like you've been in this situation before, and this is kind of like a redo type of chance that I'm seeing here. Yeah, all about you and how you're managing your emotions and what you're doing about that. I see the Nine of Wands in most spreads as being like some type of test or challenge that we're going through, and seeing it related to the King of Cups. This is like, I'm not seeing you have any issues getting in touch with yourself emotionally, knowing how you're feeling, but this is also about grounding that and doing it in a balanced way. I'm looking at Libra here. I'm looking at Libra, Jupiter, and Virgo. This is all about feeling your feelings and figuring out what the best way is to communicate, because I'm seeing this is going to have a big impact on this situation. So this reminds me of a reading that I did recently. I wonder who this person is that you're dealing with. It would have either been Sag, Scorpio, or Libra. There was a reading that was similar to this that I did yesterday, I believe. It was all about the way that you do something. It may have been the Scorpio reading. Yeah, so this is about like being vulnerable and exposing your emotions, but also making sure that you're managing them. So this is like making sure that you are responsible for what you're feeling and taking accountability and not pushing that on to someone else, but still also being able to communicate. So it feels like it's more so the technique in which you're communicating that's really important here, to make sure that it's coming across in a way that's going to be digestible for the person that you're communicating with, and not like over the top, or also not like too passive. So to do it in a balanced way, ultimately. Some of you may be dealing with a Leo. Or say if you're watching like Cancer is your moon, you may be dealing with a Leo moon. Yeah, okay, so it feels like you're very much in charge of where things go now. It feels like the ball is in your court. So where you go with this, it all depends on you, and how you take control of this situation, and you being very thoughtful and thinking about things prior to taking action and doing them is going to be most helpful for you. So like take a pause, take a break. If you need to disconnect, if you need to ground your energy, do what you need to do before responding to this person. This is too making sure that you're communicating what you want, what you would communicate when you're grounded, rather than communicating while you're in the midst of processing. Because if you do that, you may look back at it and been like, this is something I should have handled before I communicated it, or like I wouldn't have added that if I would have processed this first. So I'm seeing that's what's going on here for you. Yeah, the cards are just reflecting everything that I'm saying. Let's see what this ends with. Couldn't have laid these out better myself. So, as I said before, this feels very much like a situation that you have been in before. It's about communicating what you're feeling, not doing it prematurely, doing it when you feel grounded also. This means as well, if you are in a heightened state, that you may want to take a second, take a moment to ground your energy before communicating, because you don't want to be flying off the handles with someone and then dealing with the repercussions of that and having to apologize or regretting what you do. So this is about feeling good about what it is that you're saying. So you don't have to be like, oh, I wish I didn't send that to this person, or I wish I didn't say that to this person. It looks like a lesson that you're going to complete. So it's something that you won't have to repeat again once you get to the end of this. I feel like you're also taking ownership of your emotional experience as well, and maybe also how you can handle situations and how resilient you are. And maybe that was something like in the past, maybe there was a sense of not feeling that way, and so maybe acting out sometimes, or pushing things off onto other people. And I feel like there's a lot more ownership being taken as far as what I'm seeing here. And it looks like you're moving through something difficult, but that it's going to be over very shortly. And it's going to open up, unfold into a new chapter for you. So to go over the signs again, I'm looking at Jupiter, Virgo, Libra. This can be a friend you're communicating with as well. I'm looking at the Sun. And I'm looking at Saturn. So yeah, it doesn't have to be like a romantic partnership, although it can be like a parent, it can be a sibling, it can be, I'm hearing a confidant. Interesting. I feel like you're going to walk away from this situation because you thought it out and feel more confident afterwards. Too, like it's going to be an empowering experience for you. More so because you feel in control of what's going on and you feel good about what you're doing because you're being deliberate about it. It seems like you're learning more about what brings you psychological stability as well, emotional, psychological. Maybe also how you perceive your own stability, too. Ooh, something going on with work as well, or your finances in general. This can also be related to the home. You may be recognizing that there's a role that you want to be playing or obtaining or moving into that has to do with like consistency and also finances as well, and like learning about where the empowerment lies in that for you particularly. I'm seeing something about even financial independence. So maybe you had also been feeling the weight of some inconsistencies financially, and you may be taking a more like serious or dedicated approach when it comes to like how you're making money or securing finances. Again, things going on in the home, and feeling empowered by a choice that you're making. It feels even like a dream job or a role that you're going to be assuming, or like certain responsibilities that you're taking up, and also feeling like you're ready to do that. It seems also like you're in the process of like learning about this. So you may not be there yet, but you're getting there too. Because the Page of Swords can speak about like gathering information and researching and figuring things out. I'm seeing it be related to like finances, the home, money, your stability in general, things of that nature, things of like a physical nature, but that also affect you subconsciously and consciously and psychologically. So all under that umbrella. Yeah, what I'm getting is that in the past you could have like felt really motivated towards certain things, but you could have been doing it like really passionately and then getting burnt out, and then like having like a more inconsistent energy. So this feels about figuring out like how to stay authentic to yourself, how to do what you want, how to do it in an empowered way, and to kind of be like meeting all of your goals and be able to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish. like sans the inconsistency here. Because I am for sure seeing a really passionate energy. So it's like, I want to jump in, I want to do this, I want to do that. But it's something that may have like affected your livelihood in some type of way. So this is more so about like learning about yourself, and also like what gets you going, what has you feeling inconsistent, like how you can be more consistent with certain things. Getting in touch with like your inner responsibility and inner authority too. I feel as well like you may have even been like found yourself within a position and then found it hard to maintain that. So it feels too like you're figuring out how to maintain something consistently too, and how to do it the right way for you. Because you could have even, like, looking back at it, been like, maybe I cut some corners there and maybe I shouldn't do that going forward. Like things like this. Not that anything is wrong or right, but it's more so about like how you want to be doing things and how to actually get to where you're trying to go to build that, to achieve that for yourself. So this is all just like your own personal progress and process that you're moving through right now. I'm looking at the moon, which is Pisces. I'm looking at the moon also with the high priestess. I'm looking at Venus and Taurus here. It seems like a lot of Neptunian energy. Neptune can also be difficult when it comes to finances as well. And I am seeing Venus here, which also can talk about finances and our possessions and whatnot. And Taurus, same thing, or like security and the things that, like our possessions, also our self-esteem in general. So I'm seeing this like all tie in with one another. It can be difficult too with Pisces energy relating to money, because sometimes like we can be unconcerned with money, or we can be in one of those states where it's like, I give money away and like then money comes to me. So it feels like you're getting like trying to ground this energy more so, but to do it in a way that you feel connected with, like in a way that feels authentic to you, so you can like really ultimately show up for yourself and what you're trying to create for yourself. Because I'm seeing in the center it be like maybe a position that you hadn't particularly like seen yourself as, and maybe something that's resonating with you now, and you're like, you know what, I'm capable of doing that, and I want to actually do that for myself, and it's something that I'm interested in pursuing. So maybe also a focus shift that's happening in relation to like your career and or responsibilities that you're taking on. Also who you want to be working with for some. So maybe also who you're appealing to and who you want to be involved with moving forward. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.